Aye aye, sing it. Aye aye, hey, aye aye. Whiz boy, oh yes, I spread the money.
The greatest gift Foday has ever had. Awa is a good wife. Awa is an obedient wife. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my sister. This is Awa Sesay.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gilles-Scholes, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To our chief patron, our patron, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I stand here today as a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister, and a friend to introduce to you our next mayor of Kenema. Every day of our lives, we meet people that inspires us, people that makes us proud, and people that reminds us of how blessed myself and my husband are to have each other. When he told me he wanted to run for this office a couple years ago, I said to him, baby, you're not ready for this. Because as a mother, I was worried about what it will mean for our boys. Because they were very young. This time, we both have decided that it is time. Our boys have grown and are able to understand the importance of their daddy's vision of his hometown, Kenema. Our lives are filled with simple things, like having dinner out on Fridays, going on vacation, and partying as a family, especially in the summertime with our boys. I love the simple life we have built with our boys, and I love the man I had built that life with. And I don't want it to change at all if he becomes the next mayor. I love him just the way he is. I don't know about everyone here tonight, but our next mayor is someone I know very well. He's not a saint though, or a perfect human being, But what I know is, he is a perfect gentleman, a man of honor, a man of integrity, a man with a vision for his hometown, Kenema. He is a wonderful father to his boys and a loving and caring husband, devoted husband to his wife, for which I am very proud. My husband doesn't care where you're from or what your background is. He believes in each and every one of you here tonight. He believes in our commitment to our children's future and how to come together as one nation, even when we disagree. Let me assure you all that you have nothing to fear, because I believe deeply in my husband's vision for Kenema. And I am certain, so certain, it will make an extraordinary mayor. My husband believes that when you worked hard and done so well and walked that path of opportunity, you do not forget your people. You must go back and give your people the same chances that have helped you succeed. The first thing my husband thinks about when he wakes up in the morning and the last thing before going to bed is the lives and well-being of his people in Kenema and all our children's future of that great city. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man Kenema needs. So let's please put our hearts and minds to this great cause and make him our next mayor. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, I am very proud to introduce to you the father of my kids, my two boys, my hero, my husband, and our next mayor of Kenema City Council, Mr. Foday Mohamed Sesay.
Yeah, wow. Mr. Chairman of the SLPP North American region, Dr. Lawrence Sandy, my honorable guest speaker, Reverend Father Dr. Johannes George, chief patrons, distinguished guests, fellow Sierra Leoneans. I am honored by your presence to stand in front of you on this historic night and make what I consider as a passionate presentation to you about my aspiration to be the next mayor of a one-time economic backbone of Sierra Leone, Kenema City. I am humbled by your belief in me, challenged by the enormous tasks that lie ahead of us, inspired by the unflinching support you continue to give me, and determined to make you proud by proving to be the best mayor of Kenema City Council in Sierra Leone. I want to start off by registering my profound thanks and appreciation to my beloved wife, Mrs. Hawa Sesay, My kids, Mohamed, Ibrahim, and Foday Jr., and the rest of my family and pool of friends for allowing me to discuss this aspiration with them, for giving me the courage to pursue a dream for the uplifting of our home city. For me to arrive at this decision to run in forthcoming mayoral election did not come easily for me. Rather, it was thoroughly thought through, and after very deep soul searching. Some 7 years ago, on a personal trip to Kenema, I was met by some friends and family members who suggested that I contested the mayoral election. At first, I dismissed them. Who would want to live the life we are all enjoying out here to go to a place where electricity and water supply on a daily basis was non-existent? A place where roads had potholes as deep as caverns. And besides, I was a husband of a very beautiful and hard-working wife with 3 kids. I told the group I would think about their suggestion, just to dismiss them. I came back home to my family and life as usual. Over the time, the calls persisted. I therefore decided to discuss the situation with my wife and eventually my family and friends and other members. They all unanimously advised that I followed my instinct. That instinct, ladies and gentlemen, had always been to position myself in a situation to help alleviate the suffering of my people, your people, our people of the great city of Kenema. I later went to Kenema on an assignment for an organization I and other passionate men and women from Kenema had built, the Kenema District Association. I was touched by what I saw. Our city had degenerated into a big village. I saw the daring need and desperation of our people. I therefore decided that it was time for me, or for somebody, especially my very self, to step in to change the dynamics of Kenema. Therefore, on this very auspicious occasion, this very moment, ladies and gentlemen, I want to declare that I, Foday Mohamed Sesay, will be running for the mayorship of Kenema City Council in 2017. Prior to my immigration to the United States of America, I was deeply involved in the affairs of Kenema through youth organizations and sports. Through a youth organization called the Full Force, I displayed astute leadership qualities among my comrades, an organization that enhanced social activities in Kenema. Through the show of my leadership, I eventually was elected as Publicity Secretary of the Kenema District Football Association, a team called the Camboy Eagles, and subsequently as its head coach after a very vigorous soccer coaching training. In the early to mid-1990s, the name Foday Sesay was synonymous with youth mobilization, youth development, social advancement, and community participation in the city of Kenema. That popularity continues up to today. Since my immigration to the United States, it also became inevitable that I had to be involved with multiple Sierra Leonean organizations in the diaspora because it is ingrained in my body to be part of a development effort geared towards improving lives of Sierra Leoneans. As a member and former vice chairman of the Old Bull Boys Association, OBA, I played key roles in advancing the goals and objectives of that enviable organization. I have also served in various capacities in Sierra Leone People's Party, the SLPP, as vice chairman of the most populous chapter, the Washington DC Metro chapter, chairman of Maryland chapter, and chairman of the party regional entity, the SLPP Alliance of North America. I am also a pioneering and founding member of the Kenema District Association, the KDA, a non-profit entity which over the years has made a positive impact on the people of Kenema District. As a recruitment officer, I helped the organization to increase membership by extending registration to Kenemians who are resident in other states of the United States. As vice chairman of the organization, I helped to augment the efforts of the chairman and the rest of the executive to undertake projects such as the construction of the Heroes Triangle in Kenema, where stakeholders of Kenema are laid to rest, the shipment of a container of medicine and medical equipment to the Kenema Government Hospital, the distribution of computers and books to all 8 secondary schools in Kenema and the Kenema City Library. These projects were accomplished using our own individual financial and other resources. Those are efforts that I'm proud to have been part of. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, friends of Sierra Leone, distinguished guests, patrons, ladies and gentlemen, my quest to uplift Kenema City did not start this year or this month, as you have heard it. It is a quest that was inevitably formed out of my intuition to make a genuine contribution to the uplifting of a city that wants a socially, economically, and academically vibrant. Based on my knowledge of day-to-day activities in both the public and private sectors in Kenema, through visits to the city and interactions with decision makers and the grassroots, I came to the realization that until one of us gets actively involved in the remaking of our city, the city that stands the unfortunate potential to continue to retrogress, thereby making life difficult for our people. It is my unflinching determination to reverse this unfortunate trend. Ladies and gentlemen, quite recently, our country was engulfed in a very deadly epidemic, and many of us followed the unfortunate stories of the Ebola virus disease in Sierra Leone. That ugly story started in Kailaun and immediately spilled over in our city.